Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Crash Cart. It's been a while since we've put one of these together with our in-house PA, Mr. Arden Ballard. Arden, thanks for joining me, buddy.
What's up, everybody? How are
Any
you, sir?
any medical questions, concerns, comments, anything from nutrition to injuries to whatever, shoot us over a question. We're happy to do one of these shows and cover that topic. Today, we're going to cover hydration, and specifically hydration with one of our new partners, Element. Arden and I have both been big fans of this brand for a long, long time. And I guess through your help, kind of connected us with somebody there, Arden, and we're stoked to have them involved now with what we're doing. I've been a believer in this product. My daughter's been using it for soccer. I've been using it for myself. I sweat like a freaking hog in Georgia. And I don't even know if that's an expression. I just made that up.
Well, we're on with it.
We'll go with it. So I'm always struggling to find something that gets my electrolytes back built up. And at times, this was a struggle for me. Racing was, if it's really hot and humid, I mean, I'm just pouring sweat. I could not get myself rehydrated and everything back in as fast as it was going out. It was a real problem for me. And so as we get to summer months here, Loretta Lynn's is coming up. It's hot and humid. This is always a really good topic to cover and just give people some info. So I'll turn it over to you.
Well, as you're keenly aware, David, there's a lot of really crappy information out there regarding most things in medicine, and hydration and electrolytes are one of them. In fact, the ADA guidelines, say, oh, don't get more than 2,000 milligrams of salt every day. And we're going to talk about why that's terribly wrong, especially for athletes, and especially for athletes in hot and humid conditions. You can imagine our target demographic, our audience here has 200 pounds of steel and metal and moving engine parts that are constantly exploding beneath their legs. So that generates a lot of heat. Not to mention we're riding in hot and humid conditions, so our body tries to react to that. So yeah, I'm here to tell you why Element is pretty darn awesome. I'm about to pop one right now if I can get it in focus. Have you tried the new lemonade, by the way?
So I have, and I dig it. My favorite is still the citrus salt. But what I've been doing, little cocktails here and there, is I'm mixing half and half. So this right here is watermelon salt, half watermelon salt, and half lemonade salt.
Amazing. You were a chemist.
I am a bit of a chemist. I'm kind of like Tom Cruise in Cocktail, if you remember that. Citrus and watermelon also amazing.
Okay. So all right. So I use, and this sounds like such a plug, but whatever. We love the stuff. So I use the citrus salt in tequila, and that's my little margarita. So I don't put anything else. I don't do any club soda or anything like that. Just like half of the thing of citrus salt in there. God, it's so good. And there's no hangover. There's no hangover to it. So
no salt on the rim needed.
No salt on the rim needed. It's all like, it gets you puckered, right in the side of the cheek there. Anyway,
so yeah, talk a little bit about it, because I think salt has gotten a really bad rap. Our medical system is flawed. You could say that maybe just the data was wrong. I mean, you can go back and find 100 different cases. They used to tell pregnant women to smoke this kind of cigarette because this is what the baby really likes. And over time things come out. So you could say, well, they're just figuring things out as information comes out. Okay.
Let's go with that for this episode.
Let's go with that so that we don't get, blackballed. But, everything from cholesterol, I think, has gotten a bad rap. Your brain is made of cholesterol. So it isn't the enemy that they're making it out to be. They want to sell statins. And that's where that comes from. Salt, same kind of thing. I think the real enemy here is sugar. Okay. It has been. And if you start looking at the amount of sugar that's in all of our foods, and also the amount of seed oils that's in foods. I've got a family member who has celiacs, and so we started to really pay attention to anything inflammatory, and seed oils are one of the most inflammatory things you can consume. They're in everything.
Everywhere.
Everything. It's insane. The only oils you should be having are olive oil, coconut oil,
Yep.
Avocado oil.
I'm good with. You got
Yeah.
to source this stuff right. And I mean, we've done episodes about this in the past. Like, you got to be really careful and split hairs when you're reading ingredients. You don't just look at the nutrition facts, because that doesn't really mean anything. Really, you have to read labels and start to understand that if it's got too many syllables to pronounce and you can't really say it out loud, it's probably not real. And yeah, but with regards to salt in particular, you know, the old guideline has been 2,000 milligrams. 2,000 milligrams of salt should be your top. We have Japanese and Chinese cultures that are living on 10 and 12 grams of salt per day. And so you have to ask yourself, well, how is this possible? You know, we're told that too much salt is going to lead to heart issues and high blood pressure and heart attacks and all this stuff. Well, what people don't understand is that every nerve cell in your brain, every muscle fiber in your body, every piece of communication that's sent from your brain to anywhere else in your body uses salt. It uses sodium to make that happen.
Sodium potassium pump, right?
That's it. In order to facilitate a muscle contraction, you need to expend a ton of sodium, a ton of these electrolytes, in order to get your muscles to fire. So any physical activity is going to increase the use of electrolytes, coupled by the fact of your body is 75% water. Your blood is predominantly water. So if you don't have that balance correct, then you have problems, right? So from an athletic perspective, that can look like cramping on the field. It can look like changes in the way you make decisions. You can have some latency in your decision making, and then to the heat exhaustion and heat stroke and all that nasty stuff. So salt plays a crucial role. Sodium plays a crucial role into this. And so I think it matters more of where you get it than what kind. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if you're getting all of your sodium from Popeye's chicken, well, that's a problem.
Damn it, that spicy chicken sandwich is good, though.
It's so good. It's so good. So there's a time and a place for it, but probably not before you're, while you're training for Loretta's. It's probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
So,
yeah, and I think another misconception is, oh, I'm cramping, I'm dehydrated, I need more water, without adding electrolytes into that. And what happens, I remember, in fact, I was talking, we had a guest on the Whiskey Throttle show today, and we were talking about leaving Southwick. When you're done at that national, just how beat up you are. And I remember flying home on the plane and I just start getting cramps, my calves cramping, my thighs. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I'm like, I need water. I'd just be chugging water.
Yeah.
And you come to realize you're just flushing more electrolytes out of your body. It's getting worse. That's an electrolyte imbalance, not necessarily dehydration, that's causing those cramps and spasms. So you need sodium, you need potassium, you need all those things.
But you're totally right. So I'll tell you a story. I remember working the Freestone National in Texas, and I don't remember what month it was in, but it was probably 12 years ago or something. And we had the women's motocross going on too, and it was just a really busy, hectic day. And of course, it's in the middle of Texas, and it's hot, and it's like oppressive hot. So you got these guys running, balls deep 230s, and they're just dropping like flies. A lot of them couldn't finish the motos. We had one of our Alpine Star guys go run to the local Walmart, which I think was like 45 minutes away, and they bought a bunch of kiddie pools and trash cans to rapidly reduce their body temperature. So we put them in ice baths and stuff, but we also ran about 40 IVs that day. Like, I think we sucked dry every bag that we had in the entire unit. And I remember I might have done one IV during Supercross throughout my 15 years of being in there, but we went through some fluids. And David, what's in a bag of saline, pray tell?
Yeah, it's sodium.
It's a bunch of sodium. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you need fluid. When you lose fluid, you need to replenish the fluid, but you also need to replenish the electrolytes that are with it. And that part is lost in all this stuff. So I'm so glad companies like Element are coming by that, and there are others out there, and we could talk about that in a minute. But Element seems to be doing it from a very minimalistic way. That's not putting a bunch of crap. That's not trying to make it something that it's not. And And that's why I fully vouch all of my support towards them. They seem to be doing it the right way.
I agree. Their whole thing is just kind of no bogus ingredients. It's just the electrolytes that you need. There's no sugar, which I really like. As we mentioned, to me, that's really the enemy is seed oils and sugar. If I could get rid of two things out of my diet completely, or recommend to somebody, hey, get rid of these two things and it'd be a game changer for your health, it would be those two things. Now, listen, I love ice cream. I love a burger from In-N-Out. I'm going to have those once in a while, but I try to make 80 to 90% of my diet as clean as it can be, and to get those things out of it entirely. So I just think this is incredibly important to try to explain to people why this is a good product and will work a lot better than Gatorade. I mean, and speaking of them, what they are obviously the biggest electrolyte drink in the market, right? In terms of share and volume of sold. But what Gatorade used to be when it started out as the Florida Gators drink, well, it was just salt and it was like three ingredients.
Yeah, basically it was salt, sugar, and maybe some pickle juice or something. I don't remember the exact formulation, but that was the idea. It was made by a bunch of Florida students, University of Florida students, to replenish their football team because they play in a swamp.
Yeah, and it actually worked pretty well. Now you've got artificial colors. I mean, which is another thing. All of these red dye 40 and all these different colorings, terrible for you.
Yeah.
And Gatorade is just sugar and coloring and artificial sweeteners and artificial flavors. It's trash. Do not put that in your body. And there's a lot of other drinks that do a lot of these other packets, the drip drops, the this and that, whatever. They're better. Maybe not so many colorings. They do have some electrolytes, but they are loaded with sugar. So that's why I'm a really big fan of this. And I know Arden, you and I've had this conversation. They just are doing everything right without doing anything wrong.
I was sitting on my couch and I just finished cutting the grass, and I live in South Louisiana, and it's perpetually 100 degrees and 100% humidity. It's always hot. And my toes were curling on the coffee table. And it was to the point where I was like, crap, this really hurts. So I'm manually extending my toes. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I'm probably really dehydrated. This was before I was introduced to Element. Actually, a friend of mine in the jiu-jitsu world introduced me to Element. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. They finally did it. Like, they finally cracked the code, right? Because I too would go and run and grab a Gatorade or grab some pickle juice or something like that. You kind of have to make your own formula.
And pickle juice actually worked okay.
Yeah.
Mustard or pickle juice were probably the next best things. They just are disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. And so once I got Element into my system, and I know this is anecdotal, this is a one-of-one thing, but I can give you 100 of my patients in clinic that I recommended this stuff to with similar stories. The cramps went away. The headaches went away. I didn't realize that all of my headaches that I was having were secondary to electrolyte imbalances. All of them. I haven't had a headache in 2 years. And it's predominantly because I've cleaned up my diet. I'm not eating crap. I'm not eating the seed oils and the stuff that you referred to. But also I'm hydrating my body more appropriately. Yes, you probably need 100 ounces of water, give or take, every day just to maintain good hydration. The speech I give to my patients all the time about hydration is that it's not like flipping on a switch. If you know that you have a big event coming up, right? So, these guys that just raced Southwick a couple of weeks ago, Millville probably wasn't as hot, but you get the idea. You're about to do 230s in a competitive environment. You're going to sweat your tail off. You better start hydrating on Wednesday for that Saturday. That way, when you come Saturday morning, your pee is clear. You're peeing every hour, and you're at the epitome of your hydration level. Yeah. But then you can't forget about the electrolytes too. So in situations like that, if you're putting in a heavy day at the motocross track, you could probably go through 2 or 3 packets of Element and be completely fine from a long-term health perspective. You're just replenishing what you've lost.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're sitting around, you're having an off day and you're on the couch, 2 or 3 packets is probably a lot. It's probably a little too much, right? So you have to find the balance of your effort and exertion levels and sweat levels, and then how much it's going to take for your body to recover that. Another great example is our videographer at Whiskey Throttle Media. Jeff, he is running around the track on race day. He shoots all of our Instagram stuff. So if you see the 20 to 25 posts that he puts up on race day, you know they're from different parts of the track. He is humping around.
He's a monster.
That guy covers some ground.
Yeah.
And he's a big old dude. And he used to have so much trouble with dehydration. And by the second motos, he's just in the ground. You know, he's sweating like a pig and he would just be done. And I gave him a box of these and I said, here, get at least 2 of these in you throughout the day. And he's hooked. He's all, bro, I'm not even tired. Like I'm charging it now, you know? So it was another really great example for me of somebody's firsthand account of how this stuff really does work. So anyway,
there's also no age requirement. I think that's important because we all have, David and I both have kids that are avid soccer players, and soccer's hot and soccer's physically demanding. So I don't know if you've gotten your daughters on it or not, but I know my boys, my boys love the watermelon one and the orange one. So they'll down that during halftime during the game, or they'll sip on it on the way to the game. And you know, obviously we're not going to try to get my 8-year-old 10 grams of sodium every day. That's not going to happen. But within reason, it's important to supplement them as well.
Yeah, I agree. And the one last thing for folks that want to try it, and you can go, we have a link on our Instagram page. You can get free samples. Go try the different flavors and see what you like. But you also have to kind of titrate it to what kind of flavor suits you. Like in a bottle this big, I only use half the packet. Some people like really, really salty stuff, or I don't know about you.
I put the whole packet in.
Do you really?
I don't even fill it all the way. I probably fill it to about here, and I put the whole packet in.
So I gave some to one of our test riders, Cody Moore. He took a bottle, maybe a little smaller than this. Maybe it's 10 ounces or something like that. And he poured a whole packet in. And I mean, his lips puckered up and he's like, I can't drink that. I'm like, start with half, dude. Like, you know, have 2 bottles of water, put half in each one. So you got to figure out what kind of saltiness you can deal with. For me, like I said, I probably like it a little less salty than you, but I just drink more water, you know, and then it's fine. So anyway, you got to adjust that. I have had some people go, dude, I don't know how you drink that. It's so salty. It's like, well, you don't have to pour the whole thing into one little glass of water. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
They make that point on their website too, drinkelement.com. And so I think Whiskey Throttle link is Drink Element, then that's lmnt.com/WTM.
Yep, that's it.
I think that's it.
And that'll take you right there where you can get a free sample of different flavors, kind of see what you like. Citrus is so good. The lemonade is really good. The watermelon's I mean, they're all really good. It's just, you got to pick the ones you like.
A lot of people throw shade at the chocolate ones and the chocolate caramel. I put it in milk. I put it in raw milk, and it's like a little milkshake, and it's delicious.
I can't get, there's like a habanero chocolate and some other things, and I can't really get behind it myself on those flavors, but yeah, to each his own. Check them out, try them out. We are stoked to have them obviously involved with Whiskey Throttle Media and everything you're doing at Crash Cart. But more importantly than the sponsorship, I'll use this stuff even if they go away, because I believe in it. I was using it before they came along, you know. So
yeah, same here. I'm very thankful for their support, and I love talking about this stuff. I'll talk about how yellow your pee is. I'll talk about how much you should drink every day. So leave a message in the comments. Let's start a little dialogue, and I'm happy to help out.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Arden, for your time. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your expertise. And boy, thank you everybody for watching and supporting what we do. Get over to that link, drinklmnt.com/WTM. Get your free samples. Give it a try. If you're going to Loretta's, this is game changing. Don't miss this opportunity to try it, and get yourself familiar with it before you head out that way. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.